Om Namo Bhagavate Siramakrishnaaya. Let us begin with our usual prayers. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaktam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. By the infinite grace of Master Mother and Swami, we are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita for practical life. We are in the chapter 2 and up to 28 verses we have discussed here in the past few weeks. The question that Sri Krishna asked Arjuna was in the 28th verse, Tatra ka paridevana. What is the point then for anguish? When he asked this question, he has explained certain ideas to Arjuna. That you are under the wrong impression that you are going to kill all your enemies. It is not so. Because the personality has got two phases. One is gross and the other is subtle. The subtle one, which is the divinity within a personality, that can never be killed because it was never born. So it cannot have any death. If that is the case, you are not going to kill the Atman behind this body and mind and soul. But then, if you consider it from the materialistic point of view, as the personality is the body, then also you should not grieve for, because the nature shows us that whatever is born must die. So birth and death are inevitable. Apariharya. Apariharya, that is the word he uses. Apariharya means there is no alternative. Inevitable. So if the inevitability is there, then why you are grieving? And then he says, a philosophical reason now he gives the verse 28, that whatever you see manifested was once upon a time in the unmanifested state. And whatever is manifested will again go back to its unmanifested state. So the manifested state is only in the middle and it is temporary. So what is the point in getting grieving for Tatra ka paridevana? Then he says, in the 29th verse, he is going to start the nature of Atman. So long he has been telling the Atman cannot be burnt by the fire, it cannot be wet by the water, all those things. But now he says in a very beautiful way that why this Atman is so hard for everyone to grasp. We are grasping with our mind so many subjects. Every subject is becoming now under our hands. Everything we know, everything is getting, nature is revealing herself to us one by one. But this Atman is not like that. So he gives this verse 29 and 30. He says about the Atman. What he says, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam Ascharyavat padati tataiva chanyah Ascharyavatchaina manya shrunoti Shrutva pienam vedana chaiva kaschit Dehi nityam avatvihoyam Dehe sarvasya bharata Tasmat sarvani bhutani Natvam shochitum arasi. So he ends these two verses with this command, therefore, tasmat, therefore, you should not grieve for any being dead. Tasmat, natvam, shochitum arhasi. You should not grieve for. What is the reason in these two verses he is giving? It's very beautiful verses. This verse has been very Swami Vimokshananda's fond verse. In many places he has quoted. And he speaks about this. What a beautiful way Bhagavan Sri Krishna explains the nature of the Atman. We do not have the power to grasp what Atman is. So, why it is so difficult? That he explains now. He says, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschit enam. Enam means this Atman. One beholds the self as wonderful. Another mentions of it as marvelous. Another again hears of it as strange. Though hearing, yet another knows it not at all. It's a beautiful English translation. So, in simple words, if we have to say, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschit. That word kaschit is very important here. Not that all the people he is including the kaschit. He is not selling survey. Not all. Kaschit. Kaschit is someone. Someone. We do not know who is that one. Like Ramana Maharishi. Someone. Like Ramakrishna. Someone. In ages. 500 ages, 200 ages, 200 years. You get suddenly one person. Kaschit. That word kaschit in Sanskrit. That beautiful connotation is there. So among the crowd, suppose you have 10,000 people sitting in one place, one person only understands. If you say it in English, one person, you are just digitalizing the whole concept and telling one person, which does not give you the importance. In Sanskrit, this kaschit word meaning one person, but then the connotation is that someone knows. Who knows this? Someone knows. So sometimes I ask, before the class, who opens the library like this hall? Who opens? This person? No. This person? No. This person? No. And someone opens. And you say, someone means someone you do not know who is. And it is bringing to the level of minutest. One person of 10,000 people. So Sahasrana Manusheshu Kaschit, there also he uses the word Kaschit. Someone make the efforts to know me. So here he says, what is this Atman? Someone pashyati, he realizes. Pashyati generally means, the literal meaning is sees, one who sees. Another meaning is that one who realizes. For both you can use Pashya. So Pashya means to see. So Pashya, someone sees it, realizes it as what? As Ascharya, as wonderful. It is wonderful. Why it is wonderful, Siddhanji is going to say, we will see that. But the literal meaning I am talking about. So, Ascharyavat Pashyati Kaschit Enam. And the Enam, the same Atman, Tathaiva, likewise, Anyana, another person, Ascharyavat Vadati, he speaks about it as wonderful. The word in Sanskrit used by Bhagavan Sri Krishna is Ascharya. Ascharya is wonderful. But in English translation, when you translate, you use different words so that it becomes a beautiful language, you see. So, Siddhananda is very expert in that. So he says, one beholds the self, behold, that is the word he uses for Pashya. Beholds the self as wonderful. That's correct, Ascharya. Second, he says, another mentions of it as marvelous. The exactly marvelous word is not used by Krishna. But then he wants to stress it. So he is giving that meaning. So Krishna says, Vadati Ascharyavat. He speaks of it as wonderful. Someone realizes it as wonderful, and someone, after having realized, speaks of it as wonderful. So many people, many can't say, because Krishna himself says someone. Many people cannot realize, someone realizes. Among the someone, if you take, someone among the someones, he expresses. How he expresses is wonderful. So when a person realizes it, he realizes it in his core of the heart that it is wonderful. And someone can speak it out. Someone can explain it. So when he says, he also does not have any word with him. He says wonderful. And then third one he says, another again hears of it as strange. So if somebody speaks, somebody must listen. Someone has to, if somebody is speaking, then someone must listen. So the listening person, he also says, another, Ascharyavat Chayenam Anyaha Shrunoti. Ascharyavat Chayenam Anya Shrunoti. That's the correct. So, Anyaha Shrunoti, the other person hears of it as what? As Ascharya, as wonderful. Then, the tragedy. The fourth father, he says, Shrutvapi, Yenam Shrutvapi, hearing about this also, Nachaiva Kaschit Veda. One does not understand. We are all in that group. All of us are in the fourth group. Listening to it also, we cannot grasp it. Somebody realizes it. That Pashyati word is a very beautiful word. In Swamiji's life we find Swami Vivekananda, wherever he heard that some great soul has come, a saint has come, then this, as an array, he used to run. He was only college student. He was studying his BA, and he would run. And he would meet that saint and ask, Sir, have you seen God? See the Pashyati. Pashyati means see. Have you seen God? What does that mean? It means that have you realized God? God can be seen in form. But without form, when God appears, you cannot see Him. The eyes have got no power to see a formless item. So that has to be only realized. So he is asking, you go and ask, have you seen God? So there are many saints like that he met. And he asked, everybody, some people said, really, no, I have not seen God. Okay. It's all right. Narayan has come there. Someone said, a great man of the time. He was staying in a boat house. He was doing penance. So tapasya. So he went to him and he said, "Sir, have you seen God?" Said that man looked at Naren and said, "I am so happy to see your beautiful lotus eyes. These eyes are yogi's eyes." Naren came. He didn't get the answer. It may be yogi's eyes or whatever, but he asked a specific question, "Have you seen God?" No, that answer he didn't get. And finally, when he met Sri Ramakrishna, he didn't leave him. Him also he put the same question, "Have you seen God?" And it was strange for Narendra that from him only he got the answer, "Yes, I have seen God." These words, no other person could tell Naren. And Naren was very happy. Why he was happy? Because the next sentence what Ramakrishna told Naren was, "I can show you if you want to see. Not only I have seen, but I can show you also." So that took him, made him a servant of Sri Ramakrishna. He says, "Dasoham," Ramakrishna said, "Dasoham." I have become servant of Ramakrishna because he has answered his question. So, that seeing is very difficult, the realizing God. So, what is religion? Vivekananda says in America, he says, religion is realization. All the other things are floaty talks, he says. Floaty means that, when you go to ocean, when the waves come and dash, and then lot of white bubbles come, and they are put together and float. So they are bubbled like that. They will break immediately. All the other things, the rest of the other things, you do whatever religious activities, they are not realizing God. They are all mere talks. But realization is something. Once you realize God, you cannot explain that. Why? That is Siddhanta is going to explain to us. I will read the word. The Atman cannot be classified with the phenomenal things. This universe is a phenomenon. Means can be cognitive, can be cognized by the means of 5 sense organs. We have 5 sense organs. We can grasp this universe. If there is a big mountain is there. Actually today I am coming from Myanmar. Straight at 4 o'clock I arrived. I saved the evening so that the Gita class can be continued. They were giving me 4 o'clock plane for departure. I said no, I want morning plane so that I can come here and meet all of you. So, if I am so eager to meet all of you, are you all eager to come? Some are absent that way. So to the absent people I cannot say anything because they are not here. But you must tell them when you see that Swamiji was asking. He is eager to come and take the class, why you don't come? So that in Myanmar I went to Mandalay, a beautiful place, not for sightseeing mind you. I just dropped at the Mandalay airport and straight I was driven. I was received by a Buddhist monk and he took me directly to the International Buddhist Academy. It is a college where Buddhist monks and nuns study for a diploma course, degree course and PhD courses. What subject? On Buddhism. Some monks were there, young monks, they are doing research on Buddhism. They were there, 320 students. And the Swami, head Swami, the earlier day I met him in Yangon, he requested me, when you have come from Ramakrishna Mission, you are the best person to speak about Vivekananda to my students. So please go to Mandalay tomorrow and speak to them, he said. And he immediately took the phone and rang up the rector of the university. He is also a monk. He is double MA and PhD. That monk, Buddhist monk. He told him, Swami Vimokshananda is going tomorrow, arrange for a class for all the students. And then I spoke there, 1 hour 10 minutes, and then 1 hour question answer session. Wonderful questions came from the monks. They raised very good questions. And answering them, then immediately they put me in the car, and the monk who received me, he came and to drop me there. That's all I have seen my day. But from the plane, when I am getting down, the plane was getting down, I could see some of the beautiful sceneries, the mountain. The mountains was graspable by my eyes. My eyes saw that. I have grasped the mountain as a picture, and I have taken the picture in my mind. I close my eyes, and then I think of that, I can reproduce that photo in my mental eyes. So, an external object, a phenomenon, external object can be grasped by us, by the five senses. Is Atman like that? No. The five senses cannot approach, they fail, they cannot identify that Atman. In that level, when a person realizes the Atman in the core of his heart, that is what Lord Shiva is told by Deva. Vir means our prana. The prana of the prana. That means the prana, how it moves? It moves by the power of the Atman. How the sun shines and gives us light? By the power of the Atman. Sun rises every day and sets every day and gives us light. And the Upanishad speaks very beautifully. Bhayat tapati Surya. Surya is afraid of Atman, so he is giving the light to us. How beautiful imaginary is it. To make us understand that Atman is the basis, not this external object Surya which is visible to our eyes. Like that, in the world, everything is graspable by the five senses, the phenomenal world. Only one Atman is not graspable by the five senses. Hardly ever anybody thinks of inquiring into what is beyond this phenomenal universe. Who is making the sun shine? Who is making the stars shine? Who is making the rain clouds rain? Are we asking this question? We don't ask. Normally we don't inquire about this. We only know from the weatherman that rains are going to come at 8 o'clock, so we are happy. We don't ask who is bringing these rains. Beyond the phenomenal universe, what is what normal people, that is we like us, we don't inquire. Only very few people inquire about it. This field remains incomprehensible to those not yet fully evolved in mind. That is the beauty. Evolution of the mind has not taken place in hundreds and millions of people. They are happy, not even happy. Millions of people struggling to survive. I saw the poverty in Nepal. Terrible poverty. I was telling them, the students there, one side, gold-plated pagodas. Wonderful to see. Another side, not even one type of food that poor people eat. It is time that Ramakrishna Mission enters into this country, I said. So, that Ramakrishna's grace was like that poverty was there. When you have survival issue, are you going to inquire about the other matters? So it is not possible. So millions of people are in poverty in the world. They are not going to inquire about this Atman. Because we have got somewhere some production of food. If you all go back in the night, you know that you will have food. I also know that if I go back in the night, I will get my food. So we are not worried about, we are able to discuss some things here. Otherwise, millions of people do not have the opportunity to think about something beyond. Explorers into the realm of Atman are therefore rare. Okay. Life passes imperfectly through tainted and heterogeneous glass. Even so, matters pertaining to Atman remain hazy to the imperfect in mind. We are all imperfect. our mind is not evolved. So about Atman, we have got hazy ideas. How a light passes through a crystal clear glass, when the light passes through, exactly the light comes out. But then when it passes through a tainted glass, tinted glass. It says tainted, okay. Glass, then the light does not come fully. One feels amazed, fancying he has grasped it either while meditating or while inquiring of it. In Jnana Yoga, the path of inquiry, you realize God by the path of inquiry. In Raja Yoga, in the path of meditation, you realize God. In Bhakti Yoga, by the path of devotion, you realize God. So, in all these things you realize God. It is but natural for one to be wonderstruck while reading, hearing or reflecting on the Atman. If somebody hears that Atman is such a thing, of course this is oxymoron, because it is not a thing. Just to explain by words, because there is no other word I am telling you. Atman is some such thing. Thing means it must be graspable by the senses. Since it is not graspable by the senses, what you will use the word X? You can say X. So I am using the word thing. It is something that which is beyond the grasp of the five senses. When we say that, then we are wonderstruck. We are wondering what it can be, how something can be beyond the senses. It's very strange for us. Reflecting on it is as good as mentally seeing it. Through all these apperceptions, the Atman remains but partially comprehended or not comprehended at all. What is the screen that is hiding the Atman? Our own mind. Manonasha happens, then Atman shines. If the Manonasha does not happen, if the mind continues to stay on, comprehending, using its five senses, the Atman cannot be formed. So maximum we can go up to the subtle body. Even causal body we cannot understand. What to talk about the Atman which is beyond the three bodies. So Sri Ramakrishna's beautiful example is given. The Vedas, the Agamas, the Puranas, they all speak about God. What do they say? And all other scriptures in the world may be compared with the spittle defied food uchishta. हिंदी में बोलते हैं झूठा. मैं खाना खा लिया और खाकर कुछ चबाकर उसको बाहर निकाल कर रखा, उसको कहते हैं उच्छिष्ट हो गया, झूठा हो गया. दूसरे लोग नहीं कर सकते. If you take something in your mouth and you munch it and then take it out and keep it, that cannot be touched. It becomes uchishta. Everything in the world has become uchishta, Sri Ramakrishna says. He brings this example, how beautiful is it? Because of the being tongue touched. You put it in your mouth, so tongue has touched it. Once the tongue touches, it becomes uchishta. Another person cannot use it. But the infinite Brahman has never become spittle defied. That means the infinite Brahman has not been pronounced by the tongue. For pronunciation, for telling outside, you require the help of tongue. The tongue has not touched it. That means it has not pronounced. So the Atman, nobody has yet ever succeeded in defining Atman in any words. Sri Ramakrishna says, Atman cannot be defined. Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, beyond that. Namo, Namo, Jyotira, Jyotira. In our Arati, it says that Manu Buddhi, it is beyond that. And it is the Adhar, it is the basis. When Atman is the basis, how can you know Atman? So, it's a very beautiful verse. So, Ascharyavat Pasyati Kaschidena, Ascharyavat Padati, Tataiva Chanyaha, Ascharyavat Chayena manya shrunoti shrutva pyenam vedana chaiva kaschi. Even after hearing, people cannot understand it. So, if that is the case of Atman, then the fact about Atman is, Siddhanti says, Dehi nityam avadyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani nattum shositum arasi. This, the indweller in the bodies of all, is ever invulnerable, O Bharata. Therefore, you should not grieve for any being. The view of the materialists are herein set aside as baseless. Further, the fact about Atman is conclusively presented. It is incumbent on man to be poised above despondency and thereby pave the way for spiritual enlightenment. And this is really the thought of Shreyas. What is the Sri Ramakrishna's example? A man suffers from a midnight dream that somebody comes with a sword in hand to butcher him to pieces. Being frightened beyond wit, he screams and wakes up. He finds in the dim lamplight the door bolted within and the presence of none in the room. Still, his heart continues to palpitate rapidly for some time. This is the sign of one's identification with one's body. It is happening in a dream. The incident is not happened in the real life. But whatever happened in the dream, that continues even after awakening, his heart palpitates. Because he had a nightmare. Somebody wanted to kill him like that he saw. So he was afraid. And that fear continues even after rising. He finds his room is locked. Nobody is there in the room. Nobody has come to kill him. He is quite safe. But still the palpitation goes on. So Sri Ramakrishna says, the identification of the body is like that. This world becomes unreal for a man who has realized something that which is beyond world. How a dream state is there for us. In the same way, this entire world and whatever happening here is a mere dream. तीन कालों में नहीं है, पहले भी नहीं था, अभी भी नहीं है, बाद में भी नहीं है. So like that, he feels that for him this world is unreal. So he doesn't bother about it. Whatever happens, you ask some questions. They are only silly questions from this point of view. Because the world will go on, a dream will go on. Now in a dream, whether tsunami comes, or fire takes place, or thousands of people dying, in a dream, has it got any value? So likewise, whatever is happening are unreal for a man who has realized his sign. Because Atman alone abides, nothing else exists. Whatever we feel as existing, belonging to the phenomenal world, graspable by the five senses. So it goes on and goes on. So the indweller of the bodies is Dehi. Dehi uses the word Dehi. Deha means body. Dehi means one who is within the body. That Dehi is Nityam. He is eternal. So when he is eternal, can anybody kill him? So he says Avadyoyam. Avadyoyam means cannot be, that vad cannot be done. That's called Avadyoyam. Vad means to kill, to murder. That's called vad. So this Avadyoyam means cannot be murdered, cannot be killed. O Bharata, Tasmat, not Tvam Shochitum Arasi, you should not worry anymore. That means get up and fight with the battle. That's what he said. So, he is giving the reason to Arjuna that you should not grieve for having the duty of being in the battlefield. If you are not a Kshatriya, if you have not been affected by the Kauravas' actions, you would not be in the first place here in the battlefield. There was no problem at all, of killing or anything. You have been placed in the battlefield by the forces of circumstance. What are the forces? The past history of, we know that, how everything came up, how the battlefield scene had come. Because the Kauravas refused to part with the land due for the Pandavas. And then Duryodhana clearly said, meet me in the battlefield, win over me and take the land. So long I am alive, I won't part with the land. So there was no other way. So, and at that time also, Arjuna was struggling and he was telling that yes, we shall kill the Duryodanas and we shall take over the land. It is our Janma Siddha Adhikar. This is our birthright. So we should get our back our land. That is a beautiful allegory, that we are all struggling with other things in the world, forgetting what is our birthright. Our birthright is, as Ramakrishna puts it in a beautiful way, he says, vain is the person's birth if the person does not attempt to realize God in this very life. The birth is vain. It's a waste. We are going to waste our birth if we do not attempt to realize God. That is our purpose. That is our birthright. And forgetting that, we are engaged in so many other activities, and that has, we have gone astray. That is the situation of Arjuna. Arjuna wants to go to astray, and then he doesn't want to fight. Then what he will do? He won't get this Rajyam, that is Swarajyam. He won't get it. What is Swarajyam? Own kingdom. Own kingdom is the king's kingdom, God's kingdom, as Christ says, or God's kingdom. That's God's kingdom is my kingdom. I have to get back to my kingdom. So, this is the situation of all of us. So, he's been told that people say wonders. There are no words to describe Atma. In Upanishad, one story is that two children of a rishi. One child was sent to forest to graze the cattle. So he took the cattle and he was grazing. And while grazing the cattle in those days in the villages, even now also, when you take the cattle, the boy is all alone. Not that he's got many boys with him to gossip or anything. Nothing. Alone he is taking his cattle, the cattle are grazing, and he is sitting somewhere, he will be playing flute. He has got a flute, or he will be sitting under a tree and enjoying the nature. He becomes one with the nature. And that is the best situation where the knowledge of self, the knowledge of Atman dawns up. So the boy comes back. While coming back, the father was standing outside. He says, did you realize Atman? The boy looked at the father, turned, and quietly went away. So the another boy also went like that. When he came back, the same question the father asked. Did you realize Atman? He said, yes, Dad. Atman is such and such, indestructible. All those whatever he studied in the classes, he started telling. And the father said, this boy did not realize Atman. That boy realized Atman. You become speechless. That which is the basis of the speech, how can speech know about that? It cannot express. He became speechless. When you said Atman, he became speechless. It is the basis of everything in the universe, and it is like a light. For instance, a lamp, you take the lamp in a dark room and then go and search for some object. So the lamp is giving a light, and eyes are able to see through the light, and then your key is lying there. So you pick up the key that is being kept there. Now, the light is there. Very powerful light is there. To see the light, do you require any other light? For seeing the key, you require a light. But to see the light, you don't require another light. Will you take another lamp and go and see where is that lamp lit? A lit lamp is lying in one room. You won't use another lamp for that. So the Atman is Swayam Jyoti. The Atma Jyoti is God. Swayam Jyoti. It is Prakashman. It is inside. Swayam Jyoti. It is originally, that's a Swayambhu we say. In some temples are there where Lord Shiva has come on his own. Nobody has made any stand, any lingam and kept it. The lingam is Swayambhu, they say. It has come on its own. So when you have people are going there and they found a lingam there. How this lingam came out, nobody knows. It is so they call it Swayambhu. He has come on his own. To indicate that the Lord is Swayambhu, because if anybody manufactures or produces or makes the Lord becomes conditioned. Then he cannot be the Lord. Then the Creator will be the Lord. If anybody creates the Lord, then how the Lord can, that created being can be called Lord? That's why in our philosophy, the God has got no father and mother. You may say, Lord Ganesha's father is Shiva and mother is Parvati. Who is the father of Lord Shiva? Nobody knows. How can you say who is the father of Lord Shiva? He is the creator, he is the sustainer, he is the dissolver of this universe. So there is no antecedent before Shiva. So the Lord is depicted in our Puranas as fatherless and motherless, an orphan. Orphan also, there must be parents. After his birth only they die, then he is called orphan. But in this case, he is Swayambhu. Then how did he come? How the Lord came? He manufactured himself from his power. Nobody sat outside of him and manufactured him. We are all manufactured outside. We came through the help of our parents. But the original Lord is not like that. Lord cannot be manufactured. If he is manufactured, then who has manufactured this? He is manufactured. That question. So it will go on asking that question. Who is beyond? Who is beyond? So it is called, in law it is called fallacy. So the fallacy will come in your argument. So that is not acceptable. So we must fix somewhere where the Adi, the beginning, is God. Agara Mudala Vidithallam, Adi Bhagavan Buddhattve Buddhattve. Through the entire phenomenal universe, Adi Bhagavan, the original Lord, is the first. Before him, who is the first? That question is unnecessary. If you raise that question, that means you think this is not first, there must be something else first. So if you tell me also who is the first, then I will ask the question, who is the first before him? So that question becomes invalid. So Lord is, Bhagavan is the first. As the A is the first letter of the entire alphabets. So Tiruvallur, like A being the first letter of all the alphabets. You start with A, E, U, like that we start. So that A letter, that vowel, is the first vowel of the alphabets. Likewise, you have to come to a conclusion that Bhagavan, that Lord, God is the first. So when He is the first and from Him everything has come out, you cannot know Him from what has been created to know the uncreated. So that is the problem with the philosophy. Philosophy wants to explain to us what is God and it fails. You can give a lot of philosophical ideas about God, but without realization, all these talks are floating talks. Only superficially we are talking. We have not realized God. So God realization is very important. And that's how Sri Ramakrishna used to insist, Swamiji used to insist, religion is realization. Are we serious about our religious life? Are we serious about realizing God? God can be realized in many ways, as Ramakrishna says, with form, without form. If you are temperamentally attuned to have a form, then take any form, which is very attractive to you. Whether it is Krishna, or Rama, or even Bhagavati, any form that is attractive to you, take that. And you try to realize that form. Even that is much better. After seeing that form also, you become spiritual. See, Ramakrishna realized first time Mother Kali in the form of a luminous jyoti. It was so wonderfully luminous. It came like waves and completely consumed him. His mind was lost. He had no idea of his body. The body sense is not there. Mind sense is not there. Where it went inside and only that one alone is there. That is called realization. In realization, does the mind remain? This question comes up in their philosophical discussions. When you realize God, did you realize God with your mind? So the scriptures say no. Where the mind ceases to be, the mind does not remain. Whatever mind can cognize, they are belonging to the phenomenal world, graspable by the senses. Either it is gross or it is subtle. But the mind must not remain. Mind was not there. In deep sleep, what happens? Our mind, does it stay? No. When we have different dreams in the subconscious level, at that time, our sleep is not deep sleep. But when you have a deep sleep, you get up completely refreshed. Today in the plane, I had a deep sleep for about 2 hours or so. How the time went up, I don't know. I just closed my eyes and went into sleep. It was deep sleep. When I opened my eyes, it was just a moment before I was awake, like that I felt. Then I saw the clock, it was 2 hours long. Such a deep sleep comes, the mind is not there. So, likewise, some people give this Advaitins realization of self, the Atman, is like a deep sleep. Every day, if you experience deep sleep, you have come nearest point to the Atman. Nearest point. Why nearest point? You are telling. Why not you say, yes, I have realized Atman? Can you say that? Why we can't say? Because in deep sleep, there is no mind. Only the Sakshi was there. Who was the Sakshi? When you come out of the deep sleep, you say, I had a deep sleep. If you were not there, how do you know that you had a deep sleep? So there was a Sakshi. That Sakshi is Atman. That means, can I say that I have realized Atman? So the scriptures give a beautiful answer. After the deep sleep, when you come back, with what ignorance you went into sleep, the same ignorance you will come out. But if you realize Atman, when you come out of the realization, you are saved. You have realized Atman. So for you, nothing to know except extra. You have become all-knowing. Because Atman is all-knowing. Everywhere it is, all presence, omnipresent. And that is what you have become. You see, later Sri Krishna is going to tell Arjuna, he who sees his Atman in every being, he used to say that. In every being, not so and so, so and so, so and so, like that I am saying now. That is because of ignorance. When ignorance vanishes, when the realization of Atman becomes, then I would not see so and so, so and so, so and so. I will see all of you as Atman. That is very many incidents we see in sages like how they saw Atman, their own self in every being. The beautiful stories are there. We should see some of the stories next week. We should continue. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.